Well, the story I decided to read this week was called The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Jester. This book, I'm very glad that I chose to read this instead of continuing on with the Percy Jackson series. I've heard it was really good, and I wasn't disappointed. This book was written very cleverly by the author. There's so many different twists and turns and humorous events that are found throughout the story. It's basically about a young boy who doesn't do much in life, doesn't really feel like he has a place in life, which I think adolescent readers can easily relate to. But mysteriously one day a tool booth is found in his room, which takes him off to this far-off fantasy land, which is called the Kingdom of Wisdom. At the beginning of the story, the Kingdom of Wisdom is divided into two different kind of sections by these two princes who became kings themselves. One land is basically all about words and how the origin of words. The young boy encounters a spelling bee who only speaks by spelling out all of his answers. In that way, adolescents obviously get a little practice with spelling. There are a lot of big vocabulary words that teachers can use to, use for their students to find out the meaning of these new words. The second half of the kingdom is focused on numbers, so there's kind of this battle going on. What's more important, numbers or words? Which in our schools today, that's kind of a big thing with our state standards and the new standards that are coming out. But basically, the boy's job and his adventure in the story is to try to find and bring back the two sisters that were banned by these kings long ago. The sisters, obviously, or oddly enough, were named Rhyme and Reason. So as you can guess, a lot of the actions and a lot of the decisions are made by these kings are often made without rhyme and reason, obviously, because since they aren't there. It's a very humorous tale. At one point, the boy comes to a car. He's using this car to drive through the kingdom, and he's not sure how it's going to move because there's no key, there's no seemingly a way to make this car go. And one of the characters tells him, well, this car goes without saying. So there's another kind of tricky little phrase that we hear every day that the author throws in there to kind of show out the origin of the phrase. And also it's kind of a learning tool for character Milo in the story. Milo's faced with a lot of different challenges, which I think throughout the story he starts to develop this attitude that there's more to life than just sitting in his room and wasting the day away and looking at life negatively. Instead, he comes across a lot of people that he likes. And it's very well written, and I think the author must have taken a lot of time and put a lot of thought into this. Like I said, there's a lot of different, humorous quirks that you find in there. He goes to this one place called the Doldrums where everybody's just kind of lackadaisical, sitting around. They don't want to do anything. He finds another person that's kind of the orchestrator of, the sunsets and sun up. And how all the colors came to be. So it's a lot of explanation of why things happen in life, and I think it's just Milo's adventure is just figuring out why we're here, how everything came to be, and he finds that there's more to life than he really thinks. So it's a book I definitely think that everybody should consider reading. It's very funny, and it actually makes you want to think whether you're an adolescent reader or an adult. It keeps you on your toes, it keeps you interested, entertained, and I think it would be great for any teacher to use.